People, welcome back to another quick video at my desk in my house. A lot of people have been reaching out and asking me what's the best way to remove people and how do you remove people out your photos. So I'm not saying this is the best way to do it, but this is a way that I get people out of my photos and just clean up my images in general. So let's jump straight into it. So we've got this photo in Lightroom. It just doesn't look good with all the people. So the first thing I like to do is edit the colors and edit the photo how I want it to look when it's done. Because after I've done all the Photoshop stuff, I don't really want to have to do any more color adjustments or anything like that if I can help it. So let's just apply a preset or whatever it was that I did. Here's a photo like this. So edit the photo best you can and then right click the photo, click edit in Photoshop 2024. And we'll jump into it. Now that Photoshop has loaded, the first thing I'm going to want to do is go to the background layer, click Command J and create a couple of extra layers. I'm going to hide the background layer, I'm not going to bother with that one. And then I'm going to have one layer to get rid of all the people and one layer to keep as it is. So this will all make sense. I'm just going to call this one car layer. Where is rename? Rename. So let's just call this car layer. And call this layer here, people, oh, if I can type, imagine, delete. So, two layers. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually, without too much care, I'm gonna try and get rid of these people the best that I can. I'm gonna use the clone stamp tool, the AI tool, and the patch tool. So let's start out with the clone tool. I don't need to be too careful either. So I'm literally just gonna paint out all the people as best as I possibly can, nice and quickly. I'm not really paying too much attention. Let's just get rid of that. Let's bring this down. It really is simple the way that I'm doing this. I don't want to do that though. I prefer to paste white over the car because it'll be easier for the next step. Get rid of all of these. I'm actually speed running this, so it's been a while since I've actually edited this photo. I did it a few weeks back, had loads of people asking me how I did it. So I'm just going to run through kind of a rough recreation of the photo. That looks awful, I'm not going to do that. I'm now going to use the AI, just select this area here, generate fill. See if the AI can just blend the sky and the road, get rid of the people and just, yeah, fix up the photo for me. Remember that whilst you can do a lot of this stuff manually, you can paint everything out, you can clone stamp, you can do all this stuff, the whole idea is trying to be as kind of time efficient as possible. So, you know, I could go through and match everything up myself and I could use the clone stamp and the heal tool and everything like that, but I want to get it done and you probably want to get it done. You've got loads of photos to edit, so the least, like kind of the least amount of time you can spend, the better. Let's get rid of that. Generative fill. Let's just get rid of all of this, see if it'll blend this for me. Ba 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 ba, come on, come on. You know what, that actually looks fairly good, you know. That looks roughly level. I might just regenerate this little area here, but that's actually looking pretty good. So this has actually taken a lot less time than it did the first time round when I did this, which is a good thing because it shows how easy it is. Get rid of all the people the best you can, use the sky, use the ground, get rid of them all. And when you're happy that you've done that, merge all the layers together. So you've got two layers, you've got the people delete and the car layer. And then you're gonna go down to this little rectangle with a circle, click it, this is a mask. And now you've added this mask to this photo right here. And then we can use the black and white brushes. So let's select the brush here. And I think black adds, white subtracts. So if I click white, it subtracts. If I click black, it adds. And now what we can simply do is just trace around the car. Just press X as a shortcut. If you press X, you can switch between the two colors nice and easy. But yeah, we're gonna simply just go back round, paint round where we don't want the people to be. And paint back where we want the car to be. So the easiest thing that I tend to do is I tend to kind of do like a rough outline first, something like that. And then I go nice and close, change my brush, make it nice and small. And then I can just simply paint the areas that I want. Obviously, the closer you go, the better it's going to look in the end. I'm being a little bit over the top. I don't really need to do this good of a job because I've already done this photo, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to do it anyway, just so you get an idea. And look, that area there, I mean, obviously if you zoom right in, then, you know, it won't look perfect, but overall, I'm actually pretty happy with it. And then we're going to do the same to the front of the car. And then make sure it's the white brush that's selected, and then just simply trace around the car. If you want to, you can obviously use like the polygon tool and do it like this. So you could just mask around the area that you want to colour in. Simply go back over to your brush. You've now selected this area. Make your brush nice and big. Bam. That's done. I can obviously paint that in, that little line there. I can go over that in a second. And that's pretty much how you're going to remove most of the people out of the shot. Obviously, all these little bits down here, once you're happy with it, I mean, we can do it on this layer. We might as well remove all this stuff here. You can just go through with the patch tool, clone stamp tool, whatever your tool of choice is. I tend to like using patch tool, it's just so easy to do. Don't like that, move it. Okay, that didn't look very good. Let's move that to about there. That to there. You know what, that is actually looking pretty good. One thing to remember is obviously if you're removing stuff out of your photo and a car has reflections in it, you might want to try and fix those reflections. So in this scenario, to be honest with you, the reflections aren't too bad. This little area here, that's not too good. So maybe just generative fill this, but we're being super picky. Remember, if these photos are going on Instagram, no one's going to notice. If they're going on your website, no one's probably going to notice, but just bear in mind that reflections do give away the fact that you've photoshopped it. And that is pretty much job done. You can obviously put as much time and effort into this as you want. If you want to spend loads of time, then it's going to look better. If you want to do what I've done and just speed run it, you can get pretty good results without too much work. If you've got any questions about it, leave a comment down below, send me a message on Instagram, and yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one.